Hey NFL fans, this is Gary Greene, longtime sports handicapper and professional sports bettor here in Vegas for the past 35 years, and this is your Gary Wins videos, and this is your finale game to Week 14 in the NFL Monday Night Football. It's the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to take on the Dallas Cowboys. The Bengals are a 5.5-point favorite in this game. The total is 49.5. They say the weather will be good, but I don't know if I'll be able to see the game. It has been moved to C-SPAN due to the lack of two teams with talent. Obviously, this game is on ESPN. There's talent. Unfortunately, neither one of these teams is going to the playoffs. For Dallas, they have 5 straight wins over Cincinnati. They're 7-1 the last 8 against Cincinnati. They're just 1-5, though, folks, at home this year. And we know Cincinnati can score, but they give up more than they score, which is a problem. When we look at these two teams, we basically have Cincinnati with 3 straight losses, and then you have the Dallas Cowboys on a wild ride this year, but now on a 2-game winning streak, and they have that little glimmer of hope. That's all it is a glimmer, because they're not going to the playoffs, but they do have at least a little momentum going in as the Cincinnati Bengals just find ways to lose game after game after game. Anything close, they come up on the short end of the stick. But when we look at this situation for the Cincinnati Bengals, it's all defensive problems because the offense is having no problem scoring points. Joe Burrow and company, 33 points, 34, 38, 41, 34, 27, 38 points. Most teams would win every one of those games, or at least all but probably one. They only won 2 of those games, folks. That's how bad the defense has been. The defense for the Cincinnati Bengals has allowed 38, 41, 37, 35, 34, and 44 points in the 6 games this year. That's just absurd. It's hard to believe that this defense has fallen off this bad, but you get hit with some injuries and you start losing, and before you know it, this team couldn't cover the kids in the neighborhood right now, and that's a problem. There's 6 losses by a touchdown or less. It's just heartbreaking, and it breaks your team morale when you keep losing game after game. It's okay to lose 1 game like that, but to lose 6. But Joe Burrow won't quit, and neither will Chase, the wide receiver. The offensive talent on this team is just too good to quit. For Dallas, they have 1 home win this year, and it's against the lowly New York Giants, 27-20. That game came last week. For Cincinnati, their offense is number 9 in the league, 264 passing yards, only 91 rushing per game. And of course, when you have Joe Burrow and the way he's been passing the ball this year, still one of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the league. They just don't have the capabilities to run the ball like they did with Mixon in past years. But when we look at Dallas, their losses at home this year came to the number 4 offense in the league, San Fran, number 8 offense in the league, Atlanta, number 2 offense in the league, Detroit, number 7 offense in the league in Philly. Okay, they're 0-4 straight up against top 8 offenses. They also lost to number 18 Houston offense. So, again, they have 1 win against the Giants, who are basically a bottom 5 offense in the league. Not one of those losses would have covered the spread for what the spread in this game is, Cincinnati minus 5.5 on Monday Night Football. Cincinnati's defense isn't bad, folks. It's disgustingly bad. They are number 31 in scoring defense, number 27 versus the pass, number 22 versus the rush. Like I said, they can't stop anybody. There's no scheme that they can use. They can try to blitz the quarterback. They get burned for the pass. They try to cover the back end with extra alignments back in the secondary, extra help there. Can't stop the run. It's just the defense that can't tackle, and they can't cover. So very tough to win games in this league when you have those kind of deficiencies. But luckily, the offense and Joe Burrow are number 2 inside the 20-yard line this year in scoring touchdowns. And that's what they have not had to worry about. They are scoring touchdowns in the red zone, number 2 in the NFL. Dallas, on the other hand, folks, just 43% of the time they've scored a touchdown in the red zone. They flatline when they get in there. They're the 2nd worst team in the league. That alone will keep Cincinnati in the game all the way, I believe. this is a terrible Monday night matchup, of course. Two teams that, in the beginning of the year, this looked like it was going to be a elite top of the end matchup for this week 14, but it just hasn't gone down that way. So when you see this kind of matchup and everybody gets a little down and you say, wow, this is a bad matchup, you wish that it could have been somebody else, that's exactly when the game will be one of the best and most exciting of the weekend. So prepare for that. Not a terrible game. That's the way I look at it. 2 years ago, Dallas beat Cincinnati, and there was lots of trash talk in that game. I remember that game very well, and the fact is that there will be a lot of trash talk in this one. And it doesn't matter. Throw these records out the window. When you get a lot of trash talk, then that means you have excited players. You got guys that want to go out and compete and beat that opponent that's trash talking them on every single play. So I believe we may get a live game. It won't be a dud. We saw what happened last Monday night. Even though Cleveland is knocked out of the playoffs and had no shot, they went in there and gave a good performance, an exciting ball game in Denver. You get teams like this. I watched this today. You get teams that are not in this race, in the playoff race. They can do anything they want. The Jets did it today. Other bottom feeders did it. Go for it. 4th down and 5 at your own 40. Take a shot. Go for it. You got nothing to lose. So really what that does is keeps up the excitement, really. And, obviously if you have the overs and you're having teams go for it at the 40-yard line, you love it because then you can't lose. Either way, you're going to win it with the field position there. When you have the unders, it works against you. And, of course, I'm not a big under player, but I won today with the Miami Dolphins over 26.5 team total, and that only won because the game went to overtime. They had 26 in regulation. So betting unders is not for the weak of heart. I can give you that over 35, 40 years. I know some guys that only bet unders, they got no hair at all. But we're not going to make a pick on this game. It's still a tough line with the Bengals being on the road laying 5.5 when they lose every close game. But I'm going to go with a prop pick. We lost our prop pick on Sunday night. We did not get the 35 pass attempts by Herbert for LA Chargers. We were way ahead pace the whole way. We were looking good. Kansas City's drives at the end there were just too long, and they just sucked up the clock. So we're now 14-3 with props on the year. But we're going to go with a prop. Joe Burrow. You don't play around, folks. It doesn't matter what the record is. This team ain't winning running the ball. They win when he lights it up passing the ball, and I expect them to pass it from the beginning to the end of this game. Joe Burrow, we're going to go with over 24.5 pass completions. Again, Joe Burrow over 24.5 pass completions. And this is what Joe Burrow has had for pass completions the last 5 games of this season. 28 pass completions, 28, 34, 27, 26. What does that mean, those 5? That means all 5 of those would have cashed on this proposition of over 24.5. And this is one of the situations where I say this a lot, but I'll use the system, the KISS system. And the KISS system is keep it simple, stupid. Don't run away from what looks to be obvious just because everybody says, oh, that's so obvious, it's too easy. Nothing's too easy. A lot of times the winning bets are staring you right in the face. Take Joe Burrow. I expect to complete 28, 30 passes in this game against the Dallas defense that's going to be missing their number 1 cornerback. I expect that the offensive talent will be able to shine, and the receivers, they want the ball, they ask for the ball, they're going to get the ball, and if they're going to lose, they're going down with Joe Burrow passing the ball, not trying to run it with a rookie running back. So let's go Joe Cool. Let's cash this prop bet and get us to 15-3. We hope that you had a great winning weekend, and we hope you have a big winning Monday night if you bet on this game on the side or a total. And hopefully we'll cash this prop bet for everybody. Have a great week ahead, and don't forget to check out all our other videos coming up this week at Gary Wins Videos. Have a great week, folks.